finance your solar PV projects can be a challenge, especially when you're trying to grow your business. As an AEE Solar Dealer, you have access to the financing options you need to fund those projects without tying up any existing credit lines. Today, we'll cover a couple of those options: the AEE Solar Job Account Credit Program and the Loanpal Direct Pay Program. So I'll introduce our presenters today. We have Thomas Madison, AEE Solar's very own credit risk manager. We also have Leandra Rigos and Eric Howarth from Loanpal. Leandra is Director of Business Development and Home Improvement, and Eric is VP of Home Innovation. Thomas, I'll pass it over to you to tell us about the Job Account Credit Program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hannah. And welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with all of you here today. As Hannah mentioned, I have the honor to discuss AEE Solar Job Account Program. And I'm here just to cover the highlights of that program. When it comes to AEE Job Account Credit Program, applying is very simple. But you may ask yourself, well, why to apply? Well, one of the reasons why we have the Job Account Program is to free up your cash flow or the amount of credit on your regular AEE credit line. That's one reason. Second reason is also to give you a credit line that has flexible terms. So depending on the project that you are signed up to construct, then we can create terms around that project. When it comes to the size of the credit limit will be matched to the project size. And it also, the credit line for the job account will not impact your standard credit line with AEE, because traditionally the standard credit line for AEE will be used for your residential projects. But when it comes to the job accounts, it's this one-off unique project that you have, typically commercial in nature, that you signed up to work on. And having the flexibility of having an account set up just for that commercial project is very valuable indeed. So how does it work? Well, in order to sign up for a AEE job account, you just need to get a quote from your AEE sales rep for the product that you need for your commercial project. You need to complete an online application with the project information. And when I say with project information, it's typically for any commercial project. It has the details of the materials needed, and also it has the other important attributes about that project we will need in order to build that customized credit limit for you. Third point is we will need to receive a credit line from AEE to cover the quoted materials for the commercial project. So that's how it works. You get a quote, you complete an online application with the project details, and third, you receive a credit line from AEE to cover the quoted materials for the commercial project with the terms necessary to support that project. Terms being repayment within 30, 45, or 60 days, depending on when you are paid as an installer for that project. In order to get the process started, we encourage all of you here today, or if not in the near future, to visit www.aeesolar.com/job account applications to start the job account process. As you know, we are here to meet all of your credit needs, and this is just one of the tools that we have available in order to support your organization. So as you grow, we can also grow with you, and the credit line is flexible so that as you take on larger initiatives, we will also be here to support those needs as well. Hannah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Thomas. Now I'll pass it over to Leandra to cover the Loanpal Direct Pay Program. So Leandra, I'm making you the presenter. Great.
All right, can you see it?
Yep, looks great.
Perfect. Thank you, Hannah, much appreciated. Good morning, everyone. My name is Leandra Rigos. I'm the Director of Business Development and Home Improvement with Loanpal. I'm going to present today our direct pay program and our partnership with AEE Solar. Loanpal's mission is to unlock greater access to world-positive solutions and technologies for millions of homeowners and businesses. So just to give you a little bit of information and background about Loanpal, we are a world-positive clean energy lender. We were actually founded in 2003. We started back in 2003 as Paramount Equity Mortgage, and we still have that arm of our company now, and we've been actually in the consumer financing space for the past 3 years. In those 3 years, we've been the fastest growing solar lender in the nation. And I'll show you a graph here momentarily to show you our track record. Since we've been in business, we've funded over $28 billion in cumulative loan volume. We have approximately over 150,000 customers, and facilitated 282 megawatts of solar just in 2019. We are operating in all 50 states, and one super unique thing about Loanpal in the consumer lending space, and I'm going to take myself out of it, I have to give the credit to the rest of the business development team, as well as our executive team as well. They're comprised of proven solar sales and operations executives. So pretty much everyone in our business development team and executive team was on your side of the table. They were selling solar. So we're not a bunch of financing geeks over at Loanpal. So they're very versed and knowledgeable in what you guys are doing today. Here's the graph that I was talking about in reference to how much we've grown in the past 3 years. As you can see here, Loanpal is this bold orange line. This was just recently updated to Q2 of 2020, so you can see our track record here and how quickly we've grown in just a short amount of time. So as of right now, the things that are available to finance is solar and battery storage. We can also do upgrades that are solar, that make the home solar ready. We can do some home energy efficiency when installed with solar. That would include things like smart thermostat, insulation. We can do some battery storage add-ons. And then we do have home improvement coming soon. That's actually something that Eric and I have been working on for the past 1.5 years in conjunction with this Direct Pay program. So that should be launching here probably Q1 of next year. So I want to talk a little bit about our loan offerings currently. So the products that we finance, as I was stating before on the previous slide, we can finance for residential solar systems. At this point, we are not doing any commercial, but it is something that we are talking about. We can do battery retrofit financing too. We know that's been a big ask recently. So, if you have any customers with existing solar systems that are looking to add a battery, we can definitely facilitate that for you. And then, as I was stating before, home improvement is going to be coming soon. If you look over here on the right side of your screen, you'll see our loan tenors and options. We have loan tenors from 7 years to 20 years. And actually, we've just launched some 25-year products too. Sorry that wasn't updated, but if any of you guys are interested in having a conversation further after this, I'd be happy to share that information with you. So the way that our loans are structured, for the first 18 months, there's a reduced payment where we assume that the 26% ITC federal tax credit is going to be paid off by month 18. It's pretty similar to the rest of our competitors. So for that first 18 months, there is that reduced interest and principal payment. And if you can see here on this graph, once they receive their federal tax credit, if they apply it within the first 18 months, Their payments will roughly stay the same once the loan reamortizes at the end of month 18. Now, granted, everyone's tax appetite is different. Maybe they might not get the full credit. Maybe they want to pocket some of those funds and take a vacation or potentially pay off some bills. That's totally fine. If they pay less than the 26% by month 18, they will have a higher payment beginning month 19. And then as well as if they decide they want to pay more than the 26%, maybe based on the state that you guys are in, the consumers can get an additional credit, or, you know, in some cases, maybe someone's getting a bonus at work. If they apply more than the 26%, by month 18, once the loan reamortizes, their payment will be a little bit lower. We actually have a calculator that we provide to you once you're onboarded that can demonstrate what those potential payments would look like. So to talk about the direct pay program specifically and how it works, you're able to potentially access Loanpal financing through AEE. And basically, once you get approved with us, you would go about, selling solar to your customers as you normally would through the Loanpal process. And essentially, on the back end, as you're progressing the stages of the loan, you would let us know how much you want us to pay AEE on your behalf, whether it be the total invoice for that particular equipment for the job. Loanpal will pay AEE directly, so it frees up your credit lines in that way. You're not charging it against your credit account with them, or you're not paying up front with it via cash or credit card. So it helps free up that cash flow. It helps you prevent going up your credit, building up your credit lines. So basically, you can keep that for cash customers. And we just really talked about this just a second ago. So essentially, this is really great for folks that are just getting started. I know with COVID, the pandemic right now, people are struggling and slow paying. This is really an easy way for you guys to keep your cash flow open and open your credit lines as well. So how to get paid. As I was stating before, this is a screenshot of an area once you're approved with Loanpal and onboarded and you're progressing the stages of the loan along. There's a screen where you can go into to type in the amount that you would want us to pay AEE on your behalf. You would type it in, you would hit calculate and upload a document, which is essentially the bill of materials or the invoice that AEE provides to you. Once you submit that, AEE approves it, they review it, they approve it, and then once you finish the job, it's been completely installed. And that's another thing I should mention. Loanpal pays 100% at install complete. So we do not offer milestones or stage funding, which is another reason why direct pay is so essential to a lot of solar installers at this point. Specifically because since we're freeing up that cash that you would normally pay to your distributor, we're going to take care of it towards the end of the job for you. They get paid simultaneously as to when you get paid. So our underwriting, and this is for how to get your customers approved. And this is really the secret sauce with Loanpal. This is one of the reasons that makes Loanpal super unique in the space and why folks really like using us. We're structured to get higher approval rates for our customers. So we buy down to a minimum FICO score of 650. And what we do differently is rather than using the blended average rate from the 3 FICO scores, we use the highest score from all 3. So to kind of explain and expand on that a little bit further, I'm not sure if anyone's had, had a chance to look at their own credit scores or see other folks' credit scores, but those can swing anywhere from a couple points to upwards to 50 points. So when you're working with a lender that pulls credit and uses a blended average rate, those gaps between the FICO scores can dramatically decrease the average, which essentially leads to more declines. So what Loanpal does is, and I'll give you an example. If a customer has a 620, a 635, and a 650 credit score, if you were to average those numbers out, it would be roughly between 630, 635, and that customer wouldn't get approved with a lot of different lenders. The fact that they had a 650 on the nose, and they fit all the other criteria, which I can mention here in a little bit, they would get approved with Loanpal. We do have 2 FICO bands or approval amounts for FICO bands. So the first one is anyone with a 650 to a 699. If they're approved, they'll get an approval of up to $50,000. And anyone with a 700 plus credit score, if they get approved, it will be up to $100,000, and that's with no partial funding. We can also allow for co-borrowers, and the co-borrowers do not need to occupy the home, they do not need to be on the title, and they do not need to be related. Some of the property eligibility that we'll go over, I previously mentioned that we finance on residential. We're not doing commercial at this time. The properties do have to be owner occupied. We are unable to do investment properties. They do have to be grid tied systems, so we cannot do off grid. We can also do townhomes and manufactured homes with a permanent foundation, and we can do roof and ground mounts. So a few things to note here, this bold red line here, we can't do condos, mobile homes, investment properties, or shared roofs. Condo could be eligible if we could get proof that the customer owns the roof entirely and it's not shared. So some of the financeable items, I mentioned again before, the things that we can finance in reference to solar, battery, and solar ready upgrades. So let me expand on what those solar ready upgrades are. We can do a re-roof if that's necessary for the solar system install. Any necessary landscaping like tree trimming. We can do main panel upgrades, trenching, rafter upgrades, battery storage. We can do generators as well. Some of those smart home efficiency items that can be added into the loan, like I mentioned before, is like a smart thermostat, insulation, and LED lighting. So our cost per watt cap for solar only is at $5.50 a watt. And if you were installing solar plus an upgrade, so if you're doing solar and a re-roof, our cost per watt cap increases to $7 a watt. So some things that we cannot add into the loan right now, we will be able to, obviously, once the home improvement program launches next year, but as of right now, these are some of the things we can't add into the solar loan. That includes things like HVAC, windows, doors, hot water heaters, pool pumps, and so on. So to get the customer started with the Loanpal application process, it's very easy. This is another reason why a lot of our partners love working with us, is because of the ease of use factor. The borrowers complete a short application. It's half a page of information that they have to fill out. Once they go ahead and submit it, we give an underwriting decision back within 10 seconds. Loanpal actually keeps your entire staff in the know in reference to the application decision. That one of the biggest pain points working with other lenders is that you never really know where your customer is at in the application process. So one thing that we've done is we keep obviously your operations team in, but we also keep your salespeople in the loop. On the application, there's a space for the salesperson to enter in their information, their phone number and their email, so that they can get notified via email once the customer gets their underwriting decision, once they receive their loan docs, and once they've been completed. The borrower is also kept informed each step of the way. We also have a dedicated sales and support line. Our customer service team is really great. Our hours are pretty expanded. And we also provide milestone email notifications once they've been completed. Those are system generated. Those go to your operations team and your sales people as well. So the borrower experience, like I was stating, it's very simple. It doesn't take long at all. They would enter in their information into this Loanpal application. Right now, we build custom hyperlinks once you get approved with Loanpal that are specific to your company. So there's nothing that you guys need to log into. It's just a URL that you would save in your favorites. You can send it to the customer if you can't be face-to-face with them. So it's very easy to use. Once they fill out their information, as I stated before, it takes about 10 seconds to get a decision, and then if they're approved, they can immediately request and e-sign their loan documents. This calculator I was talking about a little bit ago, this is something that we provide to you that you would use prior to the customer filling out the application. So you can go ahead and enter in the total loan amount. You can either key it in, or we have this toggle here. You would choose the loan that you would want to put them in and hit calculate, and it will show you what their initial monthly payment will be for the first 18 months and what it would adjust to had they not applied the 26% ITC. I'm sorry, I know that says 30%, that should be 26%. Another thing that we add into this calculator towards the bottom is there's a pay down calculator as well. So I'm sure that you get lots of questions from customers, you know, what if I didn't apply the 26%? What if I only applied half of it? What if I just did a flat fee of $8,000? What is my payment going to look like once it reamortizes? We provide a pay down calculator within this same link that you can go through all those scenarios with the customer. So they have that knowledge ahead of time so they can make the best decision for themselves. One thing I want to mention too, we work with Give Power. It's a nonprofit organization. We have a program called Give Partners, which, you know, a lot of our installers are enrolled in, and you have the option once you get approved for Loanpal to enroll in as well. Basically, Loanpal contributes $20 to Give Power for every loan funded, which covers the total admin cost of the Give Power organization. But what that does is it provides clean drinking water to people in developing regions of the world. So you can sign up for this too, to be active in this movement, where basically you would dedicate $20 from each of your funded loans to Give Partners. And I want to talk about some of the things that we've already done. So our impact to date, we've been all over the world, installed solar systems to help facilitate clean drinking water for these underdeveloped areas, to really provide, you know, a better life for these people. If you contribute enough, you'll work with one of our Give Power representatives, where you could potentially take your team on a trek to help build these solar systems. We've been to Colombia, Haiti. We were involved in the Standing Rock solar array. Nepal, and Kenya. So this is a truly beneficial program to really get involved in, and I'd be happy to share our YouTube channel, some of the treks that we've already done to AEE so that you guys can check it out. So we're almost done here, but to get started, to get you guys approved, the installer approved with Loanpal, the minimum requirement to submit an application is to have at least 100 installs over company lifetime with a year in business. Some of the things that we look for: satisfactory business credit, having a solid online reputation via Google and Yelp. We do look at the Better Business Bureau as well. You do not have to be accredited, you just have to be on the BBB. And we do look at your business financials as well. Some of the things that we ask for to get enrolled, it's pretty standard to most other lenders, but we do ask for a copy of your solar contract. And some of the things that we look for within that is your workmanship warranty, your roof penetration warranty, your license number, and then 2 copies of the notice of right to cancel. We also ask to take a look at your proposal for the customer. We look for compliant tax credit language. We have a cap at 4% for the utility inflation rate escalator. And we also want to see that you're spelling out the reamortization language that the loan reamortizes at the end of month 18. So we have an application that you could fill out. It's a 3-page application. It just helps us get to know you guys a little bit better. And then we have some additional requests here for documentation that we'll need for a full application. So what to expect when you're working with Loanpal? We want to help you grow your business. We can do that based on our underwriting guidelines. You know, we are structured to get higher approvals, and you know, really help open up your credit lines and keep cash flow open for you as well. We want to help you sell more, obviously, and through our loan tenors and rates. I think there's something that's unique for everyone. There's all different kinds of buyers. So between the loan tenors of a 7 to 25 year with our different interest rates, there's going to be something that fits that customer specifically. And then our process is very simple. Like I was telling you, one of the things that most of our installers like about us the most is our ease of use factor. So it's our URL links for the application. That's super simple. It's keeping you guys in the loop with everything. Our simple loan structure. We can do API integration as well, and there's minimal documentation. And that just about wraps everything up for me. So I appreciate your time, everyone. And thanks, Hannah. I'll hand it back to you.
Great. Thank you, Leandra. We'll go ahead and jump into a couple of questions here. But just a quick reminder, when you exit the webinar, to please complete that survey, and we'll send you a copy of these slides. All right, great. We have a couple of questions for you. The first one is, can you clarify what the preferred partner is?
In reference to installer? Or?
It was from one of the slides. I think they were wondering what you meant by preferred partner.
Oh, yes, in reference to, I think it was in reference to the 20-year 299 with an asterisk saying for preferred partners. That's actually quite open to everyone now. So how it was before, when we were just launching the 20-year 299, it was based on volume, but now the 20-year 299 is open to everyone on our platform.
Okay, great. The next question we have, can you review the the timing on payments, on who gets paid first?
Yeah. So we pay 100% at install complete. So once you're completely finished with the job, meaning you have no reason to go back out there. The glass is up on the roof, the job site's cleaned up, there's nothing else to do. You would initiate funding in our partner portal. And once you do, depending on the time of day that you do it, takes usually within 24 to 48 hours, usually within 24. And then we pay AEE and the installer simultaneously. So AEE gets that portion that you asked us to pay them on your behalf, and then we pay you the remaining balance minus the dealer fees.